My dear friends, and my dear masters, and my dear gods, the whole world, today we are going to listen to the great master, the great guru, this great world teacher, Jesus Christ. We all have heard about this great master and his great teachings right from our childhood. Every Sunday we go to the church and listen to his teachings. We know everything about him and everything about his teachings. But today we are going to look at this great world teacher, world guru, world master through the eyes of meditation, through the eyes of the science of meditation, through the lens of the science of enlightenment. My dear friends, what did Jesus Christ mean by his mission on this earth? Why did he take such a birth? Why did he plan such a birth? What was his essential message in designing that particular lifetime of him? It was his intention to show the real path to all the humankind, how to live and how to die. My dear friends, all the great masters of the creation, right from our holy times to eternity, all of them have the same message of truth. Truth is one. Truth cannot be several things to several masters. It cannot be one to Gautama Buddha. It cannot be another to Zoroaster. It cannot be yet another to Lao Tzu. And it cannot be different for Jesus Christ. The truth is the same for Krishna, for Mahavir, for Jalaluddin Rumi, for Milarepa. Truth is the same for you and for me, for everyone. Truth is the same. All the great masters come to live the truth to the best of their abilities, so that their lives are an inspiration to our own lives, and their teachings are the guidance we seek. We got to live according to the truth, and they lived their lives according to the truth. So their lives are examples for us, for our own lives. We got to speak the same language they spoke. We got to think in the same way they thought in their own respective brains. We have to lead our lives in the way they have led their daily lives. My dear friends, what is the most important thing which strikes us whenever we think of the Master Jesus Christ? First of all, let us see the two great commandments of the Master. The first great commandment is, love thyself with all thy heart. Let's repeat, love thyself with all thy heart. And the second great commandment is, love thy neighbor like you love yourself. My dear friends, what do you mean by love thyself? Are you going to kiss your own hand? In fact, who are you? He never said thy body. He said thyself. And what is body and what is self? Self is not the body. He said, love thyself. He never said, love thy body. Body comes and goes, but self is eternity. Body is a temporary phenomena but the self is a permanent affair. Love thyself. We mistake ourself for our body. That's the whole problem. Then we cannot understand the great master or any master. These simple words, love thyself. Remember not thy body. And our body, that we see in the mirror, is not our own selves. The self is that energy, consciousness and knowledge entity which has come to the earth and which will go away from the earth once the lifetime is over. So, first of all, we are not the body and we are not the mind and we are not that worldly intellect. We are not that which has its a source of training in the world. We are not that which our parents have inculcated in us. We are not that which our school teachers have taught us. We are that entity, that which existed before we came onto this earth and that which continues to exist forever and forever. We are that eternity. We are that soul. The name given to an individual eternity, an entity of eternity is called as soul. Yes, O-U-L, soul. So, my dear friends, we are not the physical body, nor we the mind given by a Hindu society or a Christian society or an Islamic society. We are not Hindus, we are not Muslims, we are not so-called Christians, Buddhists. We are a soul, and the soul has the great spirit behind. So, unless we understand different words like body, mind, intellect, soul, or the spirit, we cannot understand Jesus Christ or any other great master. We have to understand that the body is of least significance in the matters of spirituality. Body is never referred to in matters of spirituality. In matters of spirituality, the subject matter is the soul. Every spiritual master's role is to remind people that they are not the physical bodies, physical systems, but they are souls. And that's what Jesus Christ did. That's why He said, love thyself. And how do you love your own soul? First of all, we have to realize our own soul. To realize our own body, we see the mirror. Oh, my eyes are like this. My face is like this. We stand in front of the mirror to look at our own bodies, to realize our own bodies. How do we realize our souls? What should we do? What we should do to realize our own souls is to do a meditation. How do we do meditation? Close your eyes. Be still in the body, lock your body and transcend the body. Be still in the body and be still in the mind. Your mind is not yourself, so don't love your mind. Your mind is an offshoot of your upbringing or societal indoctrination. If you are born as a Hindu, the Hindus will indoctrinate you in something else which is not truth. If you are born in an Islamic community, the society will indoctrinate you into something which is absolutely 90 degrees from truth. So, my dear friends, be still in the body, be still in the mind and know thyself. The great Greek master said, be still and know thyself. Gnosti sayasha. That's what they said. So, becoming still in the body and the mind and transcending the body and realizing the soul and the self That is what is called loving thyself. Love thyself with all thy heart. Remember those words, all thy heart, which means with your total sincerity and total seriousness. Your whole sincerity, the whole of your seriousness should be dedicated to realize your own self, loving your own self. That is to do meditation. That's a, he didn't use the word meditation, but that exactly is the meaning. How else are we going to love our soul? First of all, we got to realize that we are a soul. Then only you can begin to love the soul. For example, I realized that I am a soul way back 30 years back. And since then, I started loving myself. I started seeing my own self as not at all the body, but a soul. And I began to see everybody else as a soul, never their bodies. So somebody loses this body, it doesn't matter to me whatsoever. I don't see any death anywhere because I don't see any body anywhere. I see only souls. Since I have realized that I am a soul, I have begun to see everybody else as a soul. And that's what Jesus Christ did. He realized himself as a soul, and therefore he has seen everywhere a soul. And when his body was hanging, then he didn't lament. He was celebrating the release of the soul from the body. He knew himself total. Whereas we are yet to know, those people who do not do meditation are yet to realize their own souls. And those people who do lot of meditation are the people who have begun to realize their souls. And once their realization is complete, they start living as a soul and then begins loving thyself or loving their own soul. Only after realization that we are a soul, we begin to love our own souls. How do we love our souls? By feeding the soul, by giving it a drink, by giving wine for the soul, manna for the soul. When you read a book by a Buddha, by a Mahavir, by some other master, that is manna for the soul. So we begin to feed the soul. As there is something called as feeding the body, there is something called as feeding the soul. Feeding the soul with knowledge of soul or self, that is called as loving thyself. You see, when you are listening to my words, you are feeding your own soul. You are not doing anything to your body while you are listening to me. I am transmitting my own soul consciousness to you. And you are drinking this soul consciousness which is emanating from me. And this drinking is feeding your own soul. Through my words, you again get connected to your own soul. And that refreshes your soul, replenishes your soul, strengthens your soul, vitalizes your soul, and your soul is much more fitter than before it began such a kind of feeding. Why did Jesus Christ choose to born on earth and teach the humanity? What did he do? He fed the souls of every human being. That's what he did. We are talking about the physical bread and the physical wine that he distributed. Ha ha ha. We care for the spiritual bread and spiritual wine that he fed to the whole masses, my dear friends. Don't look at the physical bread, which anybody can feed anybody else. So many rich people have fed the humanity with bread and wine, the physical bread and the physical wine, which feeds the physical bodies. Jesus Christ did not come to feed the people with the physical bread and the physical wine. He gave spiritual bread, he gave spiritual wine unto the souls. The souls ate the spiritual bread, the souls drank the spiritual wine, and they were blissful. Many souls became like Jesus Christ under the teaching of Jesus Christ. Many lives were inspired and they again lived like Jesus Christ. We know all of them. Every soul inspired by Jesus Christ becomes another Jesus Christ. My dear friends, so loving thyself exactly means doing meditation. How do we do meditation? Sit comfortably, cross your feet, cross your hands, cross your fingers, close your eyes and be with your breath. So, when you are with the breath, soon the mind becomes still. Then we realize the souls and we realize the spirit behind the soul, the universal spirit, which is the source of the individual soul. My dear friends, we got to understand these terms. Every term indicates a certain reality. Body is a term which represents certain reality. The body we got from our parents. The mind is another term indicating reality, which is the indoctrination that we get from our society, right from our childhood. Our society, including our parents' teaching and the teachers' teaching, the school and the college and the society in general. And whatever they tell us, and that is the mind. And intellect, of course, is the result of our own experiences. But the soul is the creation of a great spirit, and the soul enters the body at the time of birth and vacates the body at the time of death, and that's what we are. So, every great spiritual teacher comes onto the earth to teach the same thing called as, you are not the body, my dear friend, you are the soul. And the soul is a figment, is an element of the great spirit, universal spirit. The spirit is the Godhood that Jesus spoke. I am the Son of God. He said, I means the soul, not the physical body of Jesus Christ, which you see walking on the earth. What we should see is not that which is walking on the earth. What we should see is what which has entered the body at the time of birth, lives through until the death comes and vacates the body. That's what we have to see. That is the soul. S-O-U-L. And soul is a mint, a coin minted by a great mint factory called as the spirit. The spirit mints any number of souls. Like the mint factory mints any number of coins, and every coin is a soul unto eternity. My dear friends, love thyself with all thy heart means do a lot of meditation. Be still in the body. Love thyself with all thy heart. Then you will realize that you are also a son of God. Son means soul, S-O-U-L, and God means spirit, S-P-I-R-I-T, spirit, universal spirit, where we are one with everybody else. As souls, we have different experiences. However, as spirit, we are all one, children of the same. So, my dear friends, and loving thy neighbor like you love your own self. What does it mean? How do you love your neighbor? The way you love yourself is the same way you love others. So, if you are loving yourself by doing meditation, by helping other souls into meditation, that is the second great commandment of Jesus Christ. Teach meditation to others. Expound meditation to others. That is the essence of the second great commandment of Jesus Christ. Do meditation yourself. teach and preach meditation. My dear friends, this is the understanding we get when seen through the eyes of meditation. Any great master, the teaching is the same. Jesus Christ has asked us to do meditation. Remember this point. Jesus Christ has asked us to do meditation. Jesus Christ has advised us to do lot and lot and lot of meditation. What else the great master spoke? He said, "Seek ye the kingdom of God and his righteousness first, and then all else will be added unto you." He never said, "Seek ye the kingdom of the world." No. Seek ye the kingdom of God first. That is the first and foremost thing any soul on earth should do. Not to take care of the physical body, but to take care of the soul. Not to take care of the temporary physical body, but to take care of the permanent soul. And that is called as the seek ye the kingdom of God. And then all else will be added unto you. You see the results of seeking the kingdom of God. All else will be added unto you. Your body's wants and desires will be fulfilled. Your mind's needs and desires will be fulfilled. Your intellect's needs and desires will be fulfilled. So the body and the mind and the intellect, they are all fed by the soul. So look after your soul. Look after the essence of truth, which is what you are, eternity. That is called as seeking the kingdom of God. And then all else will be added. Whatever we want. The daily bread and the daily wine. We have to have a lot of bread and a lot of wine every day. Yeah, we will get everything once we realize the souls. My dear friends. And where is the kingdom of God? Again he said, the kingdom of God is within. It is not without. We don't have to go to any temple, any mosque or any other place to find God. We got to go within ourselves. We have to shut down our own physical system, close our eyes, switch off our mind, cool our physical system, cool our mental system. So we have to dive within our own selves. We don't have to go from our respective homes anywhere, onto any other street or to any other temple. We got to stay in our own houses and lock ourselves in a room and close our own eyes and shut down the physical system so that the soul is released and we realize the soul.